Yo yo yo, new day, new do. I'm back again. Skipped another day because I don't fucking know. Oh yeah, work. I was at work. Then I got home. Then I gamed Monster Hunter as one does. Yeah, so very hectic day I had yesterday. That's a lie. That is a complete fucking lie. Anyway, I finished Baki, finally. Baki the Grappler, Baki Son of Ogres, Baki whatever the fuck you want to call it. I still stand by my opinion that the series is absolutely terrible to just find throughout the internet. Shit. Because it's not like gathered anywhere. You have to go find it. Find each season separately. So that's a fucking nightmare to do. Anyway, the point is, I finished it and I really like the ending. I'm not gonna lie. It basically, like, the entire series is like built up to, you know, Baki fighting his dad finally. Which, spoiler alert, he does. And, you know, I'm not gonna fuck it, I'm gonna spoil it. Like, one person fucking watches this. This is a rant to myself more than anything. It basically ends with just not really a conclusion, actually, which I really like. Like, it's not a concrete, like, dad won or son won. Another thing I want to talk about is Yujiro's dad. I'm pretty sure, like, Yuichiro? I'm pretty sure he was called. God, that was he is one hell of a Chad. Christ. Basically, Yuichiro, this guy, I'm just gonna commit to calling him Yuichiro, went to some fucking, like, basically, canonically, he was the reason that in United States bombed Japan. So that's fucking baller. He was just sitting there in like a random island in the middle of nowhere, and he dog walked the entire American army, the entire US army. Like, he even survived the fucking atom bomb. And I'm actually not sure if he did that. That might have been why he died. Yeah. Anyway. I mean, even the fact that he had to be fucking atom bombed to be killed, that's a fucking Chad move. So, I mean, yeah. I don't know if he actually, like, survived. Like, something is telling me he survived that, but I don't know if he just, like, kind of avoided it. I don't know. I don't really know. Ah, shit, I could have said that. Whoopsies. Anyway. So Yuichiro is a fucking Chad. He also had the move, his signature move, Duress, which is just making a fucking, like, a dress out of your opponent. By swinging them around incredibly fast, just using them as human nunchucks. But what's even more badass is that fucking Yujiro, right, Baki's dad, he used it on Baki because, you know, why the fuck not? It's a cool moment. And like slams him into a fucking car. And then Baki, the fucking Chad he is, just in the middle of this, takes part of the car. Like, he has the fucking reaction time to take parts of the car and make like a little, like, stick figure out of the parts. You know, like a child would to, you know, the parents. Which is genuinely, like, the thing I like the most about this fight. Is just the genuinity, I don't fucking know. Like, the actual first time Baki has, like, you know, quote-unquote good relations with his dad is in this fight. Because they are, like, sure, it's a very fucking twisted relationship they have. I would also like to have dwelled into that more. Like, Baki accepting his dad, and therefore, you know, in that, Baki, like, coming to the moral dilemma that, like, okay, he is the only person left in the world that can, like, really give me a challenge like this. Like, he kinda does, but he doesn't dwell on the fact that his dad is fucking Yujiro Hanma. God, I hate gore, by the way. That was horrible. He doesn't really dwell on that fact, and like the moral dilemma of if he, you know, yeah, he actually kind of likes the objectively worst person in the world. They don't stay on that very long. I don't know if they needed to, because I mean, if everyone has that exact thought as they watch the fucking show, sure, you don't need it. God, why do you jump back every time I shriek you? Brother in Christ. Just die, please? Pray, please? Thunder! So, yeah, I still don't know how to feel about it not actually having a definitive conclusion. Like, sure, the fight in itself, right? Sure. It was a pretty epic fight. It actually, yeah, no, it had a solution. It just didn't have the aftermath of the solution. I would have liked that. And of course, you know, in the middle of like what I would think is the best part of Baki, which is this ending right here. Of course, what's her name, Kozue, Baki's girlfriend, has to fucking ruin it by just existing. If she had any character to her and actually had like development in just like accepting, like if she had to fucking step up in the middle of nowhere, out from the middle of nowhere, to stop their fight for like a minute too long, to say absolutely a nothing burger of a speech. I don't even remember what she said, but that's how you know it's not important. But if she actually, it was her one moment to say something genuinely important and have like an actual character to her that changed, like accepting the fact that boys will be boys. Because sure, could be that she did that. You could argue that she did that way earlier in the series, but it would have been an extremely good high point for her to have that like at the very end. I also kind of weirdly liked the relationship she had with Ali Jr. And I kind of hoped it would develop into like sort of more, like, because like at this point I just had thoughts of Baki becoming like a sort of evil guy, which again I would like to have seen more of the aftermath of Yujiro vs Baki, but it kind of the series kind of fucking stops, so I don't know what to do. Maybe the manga just expands upon it. I don't know. Maybe we should look into that. It would be worth it if it was. Yeah, that's kind of how things stand. I really like the ending, but there could have been way more. It could have been peak. Like, instead of a 10 out of 10, this is like a high 8 to a 9 out of 10 ending. I don't know about the series itself. I haven't really like it's very shonen. Like it just has a lot of those like chase your dreams type shtick. Like chase your dreams and you will achieve them, especially if you have a goated bloodline. That's basically like every shonen's, you know, message. But I I don't know, like overall, because as like you could see the low points of the series also being high points, just because they're funny. But I don't like really see them being like funny, right? Because it's not like there's a bunch of I jumped way too early. There's a bunch of comparisons to make between Baki and JoJo's. I really like them both, but I most definitely like JoJo's more. I think I can say that pretty confidently. Good game, good game. Been there, been there. I can pretty confidently say I like JoJo's a lot more, because they kind of intentionally make a bunch of goofy shit all the time. Whereas in Baki, sure it's there, but it doesn't happen that often. One really high moment I could think of that reminded me a lot of JoJo's is when fuck, who was it? When Pickle fought someone, who was it? Yeah, Jack Hanma, or as they say in the fucking dub, Jack Hammer. Yes, of course. That's another thing. Like, okay, switching back and forth, right? Going back to the ending of the series, Jack was watching that fight between, you know, his brother and his father, and didn't really seem to do anything about it. I would have liked to see him as a third party, like, butt in. Especially after Pickle was denied as a third party to butt in. Like, if they would have accepted Jack to holy shit, I lost to fucking Crystal Guardian. But especially if they have had, like, accepted Jack into the fight, that would have been so fucking interesting to actually see. Of course he would have lost hard, but would have been funny. Anyways, Pickle and Jack kissing scene was very funny and reminded me of JoJo's, and that was peak fiction, peak writing. Baki 10 out of 10. Two dudes kissed. Yeah, that's my review. See you tomorrow.